and 220. Number 5, Gone, Corey Brown, Every Hope, $1.50. And number 10, Asylum, Glen Boss from a mile back, $2.30. Cornell at $5. Exacta has paid $13.70. The trifecta $82.20 and the extra double $28.30. Winner by Thunder Gulls from Binny Binny is trained by Gay for the Guri Pastoral Company. And Chris Muntz in the saddle. The horse has run 2:11.13. That'll stand as a record until broken. The course record's held by Dancehall Dame at 2:13.25. So they went along at a good speed. 1, 5, 10, 4th, 5th and 6th to follow. So Gone, every chance. 5th, the Spring Country Cup. Pugat Larwin will come up short here. Number 3, Chris Muntz rides 11 Manawa. And the information that we require on the 4th is about to come up. The superfecta numbers are 1, 5, 10, 9, 2, 6. 1, 5, 10, 9, 2, 6. And the margins? Well, it couldn't have been 1 1/4 between second and third. 1 1/2 lengths. The gap between Gone and Asylum would have been an eyelash. Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll confirm those margins and times shortly after race 4 at Warwick Farm. If anyone can, Gay Waterhouse can. With many other trainers, you might doubt that horse going into today. But he certainly had a few things against him. Only second up after a year off the scene, jumping up to 2100, and the big weight 61.5 kilos, but he's come through. Clonmel.
Comparison for Blanchette, but Saddle Delight the fave. Roadhouse Blues comes in. Saddle Delight also the substitute for the quaddy for those who'd taken Florentine, and in the doubles, of course. Now, moving up, Blanchette completed the lineup. The Stegbar handicap field is ready. They're away. Desert Thrill has missed the start a little towards the inside. Shelley's Magic bounced out and led, but Greyline wants the front. And soon after, races to the lead. And then Rose of Georgia going into third placing. And Saddle Delight is up there too. Going past the 1400 metres, and Greyline has the lead. And Nectar Saddle Delight second. Rose of Georgia third. Shelley's Magic on the rail. Roadhouse Blues trapped out 3 wide. A length and a half further back is Dare She, followed by Has to Be Kiri. And out past the 1200 metres, Desert Thrill next to last, and Blanchette on the outside. Greyline in front, not going all that hard, leading a little over a length to the fave. Saddle Delight second. Shelley's Magic third, 2 lengths away. Rose of Georgia the outside, and then Dare She. Roadhouse Blues, followed by Has to Be Kiri, and then Blanchette on the outside of Desert Thrill. Greyline led them, coming up the side, left alone, sets her own tempo, a half length clear. Saddle Delight second. As they go by the 800 metres, Rose of Georgia's on the outside of Shelley's Magic, followed by Roadhouse Blues, who's racing out 3 wide and has been for most of the trip so far. Dare She tucked away from Has to Be Kiri, and they're trailed by Desert Thrill and Blanchette. Greyline came round the turn, narrowly the leader from Saddle Delight. Shelley's Magic right behind Greyline on the rails, followed by Rose of Georgia. Then as they corner, Dare She's making some ground on the rail, and Has to Be Kiri next with Blanchette. Up towards the 400 now, and Saddle Delight took the lead. Rose of Georgia the outside. Shelley's Magic's coming with a run on the inside. Saddle Delight got to the 200, still led by a length and a half here from Rose of Georgia, and then came over on the inside. Battling away is Shelley's Magic, but Saddle Delight clear, holds the 2-length margin on them. Too good, and Saddle Delight has won it from Shelley's Magic by a length and a half. Rose of Georgia or Blanchette photo finished for third, and then Dare She, Desert Thrill, Has to Be Kiri, Roadhouse Blues, and Greyline dropped out to finish last. Saddle Delight racing in terrific form. Set up outside the lead, took the lead early in the straight and kept on running. Number 1, Saddle Delight, racing in terrific form. She's won 4 of her 7 in this preparation now. Good determined win. Second to number 2, Shelley's Magic. Good effort. She's ended up being the top weight in the race, with the claims coming all around her. And the third number is about to be semaphore. It was a photo finish there. Blanchette made late ground, and Rose of Georgia, they've hit it virtually locked together. It's hard to separate those two. 1, 2 and a photo finish. Well, she's racing in great form. Wet, dry, doesn't matter. And this 1600 metres, great distance record now. She's won 4 of 5 and been placed in the other. Now, third has gone 2 and 8. So fourth in the event was Rose of Georgia. Number 61.5, written by Chris Muntz. Number 1 beat 5, Gone, 10, Asylum, and 9. Now, over in the 1600 stores, everything is in readiness for a start. The Spring Country Cup
I'll soon be away. No Extra Solid, edgy. Back on all fours, Extra Solid. Stalls are back, and there they go, and Shine Over missed it by a couple of lengths, and Manawa bounced out in front from Daunting Prospect. On the fence is Greenhouse Express, and then Fuel, ridden hard to try and find a posse from Double Ace, wider Glenrock David, and then the grey Extra Solid, followed by Elton's Girl. About 3/4 then coming Star Varick. Pugad Larwin next to last, and Shine Over tacking on at the end of 400. Little Luke Price has taken Fuel to a lead of about a length and a quarter now on Manawa. The fence is Greenhouse Express, and then Double Ace, followed by Glenrock David, a gap Daunting Prospect, Extra Solid. Wide out the Port Macquarie mare, and the only mare in the race, Elton's Girl. Star Varick on the inside of the favourite Pugad Larwin, and 2 lengths Shine Over. Glenrock David from Kempsey hits the front now as they work to the halfway and approach the 800. About 3/4 or so the gap on Double Ace and Fuel, and 4th Manawa, 5th Greenhouse Express, a length to Elton's Girl, and then Daunting Prospect, followed by Extra Solid, Star Varick, and a couple of lengths to Pugad Larwin in company with Shine Over on the favourites inside. Not a lot of change past the 600, and Glenrock David increasing the tempo. A length and a half, Double Ace and Nectar Fuel on the rails, and then a length and a quarter's gap. Then coming Greenhouse Express, Manawa, 3 Daunting Prospects, Star Varick, Elton's Girl, Matthew Carl revving up Pugad Larwin. He's a long way back from Extra Solid and Shine Over. Around the corner, Glenrock David straightens in the Spring Country Cup. A length and a half, Fuel on the inside. Pugad Larwin taken to the outside. He's got about 4 or 5 lengths to make up, but the leader, Glenrock David. Pugad Larwin is starting to bridge the gap with Manawa, but Glenrock David still in front. Pugad Larwin is coming home quickly, not quickly enough. And Glenrock David has beaten Pugad Larwin. Photo third, Star Varick and Fuel, followed by Double Ace, Elton's Girl, Shine Over, Manawa. And then came Daunting Prospect, Greenhouse Express, and last to complete the course, Extra Solid. Well, that was a pretty heady ride. Glenrock David, ridden by, oh well, do I say no more? Little Lenny Beasley. Well, Little Lenny would win on a broom. Number 10, Glenrock David from Kempsey. So that'll be a happy result for many punters, particularly residing in that very pleasant spot on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Glenrock David, trained by Peter Pinkstone for the Cooper family, H. Mrs. C. T.L. and Mrs. F.P. Cooper, by Shelford from World Mission. A 6-year-old chestnut gelding has paid $30.20 and $6.10. Number 3, Pugad Larwin. He didn't finish with the zest that punters would have liked today. He just plugged home. He's paid $1.30 by Coronation Day from Bar Blur, Peter Staunton, Matthew Carl. And number 9, third, Star Varick, has paid $4.40 is by Varick from Ara, Terry Robbins and Daryl McClellan.
6th run of the Melbourne Cup, down on the inside there. It's amazing, isn't it, that some of these horses are eligible for this sort of class. Magneto and Skybow. It's a 1 Metropolitan win race in the last year. Requiem has come in for a little late support too. It's been a trim up on Silk Shamrock, but clearly just on a number 1 pick. Track was upgraded to good at 3 o'clock. We need 3 to move in. Bowlaird, Magneto and Frenzil Rom, who's coming in now for Damien Oliver. Saddle Delight won the previous race, sitting outside the pace, which was a slowly run race. Now for Damien Oliver. Saddle Delight won the previous race, sitting outside the pace, which was a slowly run race. Bowlaird coming in now, completed the lineup, so they're ready to go. This is a Colour Plus printing handicap. They're set and away. Skybow jumped a little slowly on the inside. Silk Shamrock and Marshall Rule, first 2 to bounce out. Magneto got away well. Refugee is showing plenty of pace today, looking for the lead, and Requiem's come across fast too, and the favourite Just Honour has settled down with 3 behind him. Out near the 1700 metres, and Refugee's on top. Silk Shamrock is second. Requiem is holding 3rd place, 2 lengths to Marshall Rule. Skybow's on his inside, and Frenzil Rom travelling 3 wide, a length and a half to Magneto outside, Brand New. Magneto's 3 or 4 wide in the run up to the 1400. Then a break of about 3 lengths to Just Honor. He's followed by Bold Bard, Bowlaird and Karazi's back last of all. Refugee led. Requiem quickly moved into second placing, a neck behind the leader. Silk Shamrock gets a lovely trail, and Frenzel Rommers fourth the outside. A length and a half Marshall Rule Magneto. 2 lengths to Brand New outside Skybow. 3 lengths to Just Honor, followed by Bold Bard. A length to Bowlaird and a length Karazi. As they came up the side near the 1,000 metres, and Requiem has worked around the outside and gone to the lead over Refugee. 2 lengths to Silk Shamrock. Another 2 lengths to Frenzel Rom, Marshall Rule and Magneto the outside. 2 lengths to Brand New, followed by Skybow, Just Honor, and then came Bold Bard, Bowlaird and 2 to Karazi. They've run this pretty quickly. They're coming up towards the home turn. Requiem by a length and a half now to Refugee and Silk Shamrock. Marshall Rule just behind them with Frenzel Rom. A length and a half the grey Magneto, and then Brand New. Just Honor peeling to the outside. Skybow under pressure down on the rail as they swing the corner, and then Bowlaird from Bold Bard and Karazi. Requiem first around the home turn now from Silk Shamrock. Refugee under the whip. Wider out Frenzel Rom and Marshall Rule. Here's Magneto, and Just Honor's coming down the middle of the course. It's Requiem near the 250 metre mark in front. Frenzel Rom after him with Magneto, and Just Honor still putting in down the middle of the track. He's starting to lift in the final 150. Just Honor racing up with Frenzel Rom to the lead together. It's Just Honor and Frenzel Rom. Just Honor went home a little bit the better. Just Honor drew clear one of the neck to Frenzel Rom. Requiem third. Magneto fourth. Karazi from last. And then Silk Shamrock, Refugee, Bold Bard followed by Marshall Rule, Skybow, Bowlaird and last in Brand New.
Double for Brett Preble, Just Honor number 7, $3 and $1.50 for David Bourne, 2 Frenzel Rom, Damien Oliver, $3.10, 13 Requiem, Karen McAvoy, $2, 7, 2, 13, race 5 at Flemington. Fairfield is about 2.5 minutes away. We're about to head across to Cheltenham, where Hilton Donaldson is about to speak to David Pannell. David, Fairfield. This upcoming race is a free-for-all. The distance is 1,713 metres, and I wonder if Brian Hancock has got him fully wound up. He probably doesn't need to be to win this race today. His opposition is not overly strong when you consider what Courage Under Fire has done in the past. First time we've seen him at the track officially since the Inter-Dominion Grand Final, where he finished behind Ulestar. So let's head to Fairfield. Kevin Thompson to call the free-for-all.
Thank you, Matthew. Yes, they're at the start, about to move in for the free-for-all here. 17-13 metres and a return of the champ, Courage Under Fire. Well, he's $1.20. He's pretty well unbackable odds. $5.30 for Gifted Angel and $11 for Step Outside. It's his first run back today, Courage Under Fire, since his fourth at Ulestar at Albion Park in the Inter-Dominion final in May, the first week in May, after he won 2 heats. But this is his first run back today for his new campaign, which ultimately will aim at the Inter-Dominion in Sydney at Harold Park in March. Now they're coming up. Step Outside coming up. Courage Under Fire, Gifted Angel, Scoot On and Saint I8. There's a lot of big races coming up to the Queensland and Australian Pacing Championships next month, and then the Miracle Mile, all on the agenda for Courage Under Fire. So this is his first run back today. Just the 5 runners as the gate comes around the home turn. All set. Ready now, and they're off. Courage Under Fire's gone away well. Step Outside began okay, and Gifted Angels come out fast too on the outside. So a bit of speed out of the gate. Hancock's going to look for the pegs here and find the lead on Courage Under Fire though. Gifted Angel will be parked outside of him early. The mare Step Outside settles down third, a length away to Scoot On, and Saint I8 up on the outside into the 1-1 early. Well, he takes the champ to the lead, Courage Under Fire, Hancock, and into the back he leads out by 1 to Step Outside. Ahead away third, Gifted Angel on the outside. In behind those, Saint I8 going up to the 1-1 and Scoot On as last on the inside. Past the 1,200 metres and Courage Under Fire. Backs right off here now to lead out by 1 to Gifted Angel. On the inside a Step Outside. 1 to Saint I8 who's 1-1 and Scoot On is on the inside. Last of the 5 runners as they head down the side. Coming up towards the bell, and it's Courage Under Fire. The short priced $1.10 favourite here, leading 3/4 to Gifted Angel. Step Outside on the inside. 1 out, 1 back Saint I8 and 1 to Scoot On at the tail as they come into the straight straight to get the bell and down to the judge. And Courage Under Fire by a half length. Gifted Angel forced to race outside of him on the outside. Third, the Pegs, a step outside. St. Iainta's one out, one back and a length away. Last of all is Scoot On. Out of the straight to the back after the bell. And Mighty Mouse, Courage Under Fire, doing it well from on the outside. Gifted Angel, he keeps step outside in the pocket. Third, St. Iainta's fourth. And fifth and last is Scoot On as they run to the 600. Gifted Angel not letting Courage Under Fire get too far away from him. He's keeping the pressure on him up the back. And as they pass the 500, Courage Under Fire about a head in front of Gifted Angel. A length to step outside. St. Iainta's under pressure on the outside. And Scoot On last of the 5 runners, but past the 400 and Courage Under Fire. Given a little bit more rain by Hancock. Snuck away now from Gifted Angel. Step outside on the inside and one then to St. Iainta's and over on the pegs a Scoot On, but Courage Under Fire. He got right away now. Looks like win number 35 coming up for the champ, Courage Under Fire, and around the turn he comes. 3 in front of step outside. Gifted Angel and Scoot On are next, but Courage Under Fire. Hancock giving him an easy run down to the line, and he's much too good, the champ. A big season coming up for him, and coasts home Courage Under Fire at his first run back to win 3 lengths. Step outside second, Scoot On third, a long gap to Gifted Angel, and St. Iainta's last.
Courage Under Fire, Brian Hancock, $1.10, $1.04, one step outside, $2.60, and Scoot On number 5, no third take. 215, $2,000 in prize money, and well, she's the filly that's already won 2 legs of the Princess Series, and she probably should have won all 3. She was quite unlucky in the Furious Stakes at Randwick on the inner track 2 starts back when she ran third behind Moonflute, but she was quite unlucky, held up for a run on that occasion. She has since won the Tea Rose Stakes. We'll take a short break. Coming up next, we'll take you live to Warwick Farm for the Group 1 Flight Stakes. Yeah, Ha Ha is back in the dark blue, or back in the purple with the light blue sleeves today, Ha Ha, and the other filly that's owned by Jerry Harvey, Moonflute, is in the blue with the white cross sashes. So Ha Ha's back in the colours that she wore when she won the Golden Slipper, the purple with the light blue sleeves, and Jim Cassidy on board. Let's head to Warwick Farm. Here's Ian.
Yes, just commenting, Matt, that Hosanna's been the only one back with any sort of confidence to beat Ha Ha here. Much will, of course, depend on the speed of the race. If it's a trot and canter, it's certainly going to fall into the corner of Ha Ha. Anyway, time will tell. Of course, she came back from a spell, won the Silver Shadow. Then she was unluckily beaten in the Furious when third on the inside track at Randwick to Rosehill to win the Tea Rose. And here she is at the farm to endeavour to take out the first prize of $350,000. Unworldly, the ill-fated Unworldly, took it out last year. Thanks, Nadia. Now, over here at the 1,600 metres, Hosanna, Angora, Moonflute and Lady K are the horses to move up. 170, number 1, 470, number 2. Just saying, Unworldly won it last year at Randwick. Larry Cassidy beat Piccoline and Lady Mulan. What a great loss to the thoroughbred industry. Unworldly. Now, Lady K coming forward. She's done so well, as her stablemate has, Faith Hill. And they're all set now for the Flight Stakes. Racing, and Vita easily got the best of the start. Faith Hill is going up quickly, and so is Ha Ha looking for the lead and getting there narrowly. Grand Jura's fourth, a length and a half to Hosanna, 3/4 to Barrowin, followed by Lady K. On the fence is Angora, 2.5 to Moonflute. Ha Ha in front narrowly from Vita as they go to the 1,200 marker, a length and a half to Grand Jura inside of Faith Hill. 2 lengths to Hosanna, followed a half back on the inside Barrowin. Little over a length's gap to Lady K at her girth, the inside Angora, and 2.5 to Moonflute. They work over past the 1,000 and the Flight Stakes, and a Ha Ha is kept honest now by Vita. Ha Ha 3/4 Vita as they work their way to the side, and third Grand Jura. Faith Hill is 1 out, 1 back next. Barrowin on the inside at Hosanna, 2.5 to Lady K. Angora's on her inside and a couple of lengths to Moonflute. This is the order as they come down by the 700, and a Ha Ha a half length clear on Vita, a couple to Grand Jura, 1.5 to Faith Hill, niggled at. Hosanna improving her position. Barrowin is locked away from Lady K, endeavouring to follow Hosanna forward. Angora second last, and Moonflute last as they pack. Coming to the corner, 450 to travel, and Ha Ha in front narrowly from Vita. Here's Hosanna joining in very quickly, and then Lady K and Grand Jura. Ha Ha put under a real test today. Hosanna is trying to bridge the gap, but Ha Ha accelerated. Moonflute from a mile back. It's Ha Ha at the 100, a length length on Moonflute, and then Hosanna, but Ha Ha is pulling out enough. She's a great filly. Ha Ha lands the flight stakes from Moonflute and Hosanna, and then came Grandura. Barrowin got home nicely from Lady K, Angora, Vita, and last of all, Faith Hill. Too good for them. She's got that touch of acceleration, and she wasn't given an easy run. Vita kept out of most of the trip, but she pulled out plenty when required, and that's the sign of a top-notcher. And really, when you think about it, as I was saying before the race, she should have gone through the fillies races here in the late winter, early spring unbeaten, came back to win the Silver Shadow at Warwick Farm. She should have won the Furious at Randwick, but that's past history. She won the T-Rose at Rose Hill, and now she's done it, and done it brilliantly to win the Flight Stakes. 1, 5 and 2. Ha Ha. Jim Cassidy's paid $1.70 at $1.04. Number 5, second, Moonflute, written by Darren Beedman, has paid $3.90. And number 2, Hosanna, Rodney Quinn at $1.30. Fourth to come. 21.60 was the Quinella. 25.60 was the Exacta. And 69.40 the Trifecta. The winner, trained by Gay Waterhouse for the Strawberry Hill Stud Syndicate, John and Julie Singleton, and Mr. and Mrs. Rob Ferguson, Dane Hill Very Droll. Bred by the Swettenham stud, Jimmy Cassidy aboard, has run the 1600 in 136.19. 136.19, and that's a race record here at the farm. Le Casier held the previous at 137.20. And the margins, Chris, a half each way, and the last 600 in 34.49. Thanks a million. Okay, well, great filly. Ha Ha first, number 5 Moonflute second, and number 2 third Hosanna. The official fourth goes to number 9, and that was Grandura. And the first four this afternoon has paid $879.60. Moonflute battled on well, just fleetingly around the 200. Looked as though she was a chance, but she ran into a top-notcher, Ha Ha, and full marks to her. Well, who's to say that this filly won't run 2,000 metres? Who's to say she won't and win at it? 1, 5, 2 and 9 totes are being confirmed right now.
Okay, and we'll have them all up in just a moment on the Flight Stakes. It's a toss-up as to who the best colt in Sydney is at the moment. It's either Lonhro or Viscount, but I'm not sure which one. But as to who the best filly is, that's clear-cut. This one here, Ha Ha. When she went to the front, she was always going to be very hard to catch, and that has been the case. The best filly in certainly in New South Wales, quite possibly Australia. Ha Ha. Now, Eagle Farm.
You're standing up to it well, Bully.
Yeah, well, I quite enjoy it, actually. You know, the week goes quicker, and you know, I've always said another meeting here in Adelaide it'd be ideal. You know, we only sort of generally have the 2 meetings, but so to have 3 in one weekend is good.
Thanks to Hilton and to Wayne Kerford, and I'm sure John has tuned in this afternoon because he has runners at every venue: Flemington, Cheltenham, Warwick Farm and Eagle Farm, including one in this upcoming race. Outgate number 4 is the one that carries the All Cerise colours in this. It's a definite hope too. Let's head to Flemington. It's the Baguette Handicap. Here's Greg.
Just the 4 to move in. Quaddy numbers so far are 1 and 7. Favourite well tried is Ascana. They have had a dip at a few though. Candana Lad, after drifting, has come in. Outgate's been a bit easy. Soldado, second pick, been a bit easy. And at longer odds, Mr. Lofty's been tried on track. But the favourite, Ascana, ahead of Soldado. Nearly ready. Eminist will come into the outside gate, and we'll have them ready for the Baguette. I'll Get Buyers on the inside. He missed a start pretty badly at Geelong last time out. Ascana's drawn 3. Now, Eminist has gone in next to Kamishima. They're set. Racing now. I'll Get By, jump with them on the inside. Ascana got out very fast. Soldado jumped okay. Looks like settling around midfield at this stage. Mr. Lofty's jumped well, and Candana Led's got away fast too. He's heading up towards the lead. Going past the 1,600 metres now, and Candana Led moved up to join I'll Get By. Free Gold is in third placing. Kamashima's around at 1 Provocateur. Almost a length to Ascana, and over on the inside is Mr. Lofty, a length and a half to Silver Banjo, followed by Soldado Boke. Back to the tail end is Outgate and Eminist last of all. Candana Lad doing a little bit of work at the 1,200 metres, drew about a neck in front. I'll Get By retaining the inside. Free Gold is third, Kamashima's 3 deep and fourth, being followed closely by Provocateur. 2.5 lengths Ascana, who's racing in a bunch of 3 horses. Mr. Lofty's on his inside, and Silver Banjo out 3 wide. Another 2 to Soldado. trailed by Boak, Outgate and Imminist. Candana Lad is the leader, coming up the side of the course near the 800 metres. He's out by 2.5 lengths now. From Free Gold, I'll Get By, 1.5 Kamishima. They're followed then by Provocateur. Behind these is Silver Banjo. Ascana on the rail, trailed by Mr. Lofty, and then Soldado. Coming around the turn next is Imminist, Outgate and Boak. Candana Lad, he's come back to the field a little. It's bunched up behind him, and Free Gold has gone into second placing. Deep out Kamishima, and then I'll Get By. Provocateur, Silver Banjo, Ascana weaving through the pack, and down on the inside is Mr. Lofty. He's had to change course again on Ascana, and Candana Lad shot clear. He's out by 3 lengths at the 300. Here's Kamishima and Ascana with Provocateur, and Mr. Lofty's getting up on the inside with a good finishing run. Candana Lad grabbed by Mr. Lofty. Wider out, Ascana starting to come with Provocateur. Mr. Lofty in front, Ascana trying hard. Mr. Lofty's running out. He's in front though, and Mr. Lofty's won it from Ascana. Provocateur third, then Kamishima and Candana Lad. Back behind them a break to Boak, Outgate, Silver Banjo. Soldado never came into it. And back to the tail end of the field there are I'll Get By, trailed in by Imminist and Free Gold. Mr. Lofty's got the prize, number 13, coming right through on the inside to beat Ascana and Provocateur in 151.1. 4-year-old
Warwick Farm coming up. It's been another big day for the Waterhouse stable. Gaze Train 2 winners so far. Clonmel in the 4th, and then Ha Ha taking the Flight Stakes. She's got the favourite here, Rings of Gold, aiming for a winning treble. Now let's head to Ian for the latest moves on race 7, and it's the Battle Heights Welter.
Yes, wasn't he a wonderful horse, Matt? And in the welter, the best back runner by far is number 5, Silver Castle. Trained on the track by John Hawkes, has Rodney Quinn in the saddle. And on Tab Limited is $5.80 and $2.80, $2.20 the place. Now, Silver Castle, a little shorter than that on track. So he's been the best back runner, Silver Castle. Previous of the day, the Flight Stakes won by the favourite Ha Ha. Number 1, Jim Cassidy, beat 5, Moon Flute, 2, Third Hosanna, and 9 was 4th. Now, the journey of race number 7 is 1600, and Ab Initio is about to come forward. Up goes Life Goes On-O. Rings of Gold walks in. Winning doubles this afternoon to Chris Muntz, Raymond and Clonmel, to Lenny Beasley, Oomph and Glenrock David. And Larry Cassidy rode the second winner, Riona. And Jimmy, of course, Jimmy Cassidy on Ha Ha. Now, Zantra coming forward with I Realise, and we look further down the track, Chinoy, Power of Pegasus, Galliano and Forward Scout. To move along, up goes Chinoy. He ran a very good race in the Bill Ritchie at his last start at Warwick Farm behind Fuadi. Firm favourite, however, Silver Castle at $5.60. Chinoy's $6.70. He's got more off-track support than he's got on track. He's been a drifter on course. Now, Forward Scout and the Power of Pegasus are the two to move up for the second last. The Battle Heights Flying Welter Handicap, named after a wonderful stayer from New Zealand. Power of Pegasus seems to race pretty well here. He's coming forward now. Jimmy Cassidy aboard for Tim Martin. And we'll soon see a start affected in the second last of the day. Power of Pegasus is in, and they're all there. They're off this time. Silver Castle, the favourite, jumped very quickly, and out well Rara Eclipse with Rings of Gold and Jade Prince. Palace Alice not far away. Ab Initio pushing through, looking to get right up with the leaders, and I Realise drifting back a shade from Captain Test and Zantra. Then Chinoy, followed closely by Life Goes On-O. Power of Pegasus trapped on a limb from Galliano, and 3 to Forward Scout at the end of 450. And Jade Prince taken to a clear-cut lead from Ab Initio in the third spot. The favourite Silver Castle, followed by Rings of Gold. And then Rara Eclipse over on the fences, Palace Alice, 2.5 to Zantra. A half the fences, I Realise. A length and a quarter, Power of Pegasus, followed closely by Captain Test. And